Something about modern fitness feels broken. People train harder than ever. Better gyms, better supplements, smarter workout plans, and yet millions still move like fragile machines. Tight joints, weak posture, constant pain, bodies exhausted by workouts that were supposed to make them stronger. But thousands of years ago, humans survived environments that should have destroyed them. Warriors crossed mountains carrying impossible weight. Monks trained until pain stopped controlling their minds. Laborers built gigantic structures with bare hands, structures still standing centuries later. And this is where things become disturbing. Most of these people had no gyms, no recovery science, no carefully optimized routines. Yet many developed a level of physical resilience modern fitness still struggles to recreate. Their strength wasn't cosmetic, it was useful. Researchers studying ancient movement systems noticed something strange. Certain old-world exercises were producing results modern training could not fully explain. Some elite athletes quietly abandoned parts of traditional gym routines after rediscovering ancient movement patterns. Their joints felt stronger, endurance improved, injuries decreased, strength stopped feeling artificial, because maybe ancient humans understood movement in a way modern life slowly erased. For most of human history, movement was survival. If your body became weak, life became harder immediately. Picture an ancient soldier marching through freezing rain before sunrise, armor crushing his shoulders with every step, dust covering his face, legs trembling from exhaustion, or a monk climbing narrow mountain stairs while cold wind tears through thin robes. Farmers lifting heavy stone beneath brutal heat until the body adapted or broke. None of these people were working out. They were simply living inside movement. And without realizing it, ancient civilizations created physical systems modern fitness still struggles to replicate, because ancient movement trained everything together: strength, coordination, endurance, balance, awareness. Every action forced the body to work as one connected organism. Modern training often does the opposite. Chest day, back day, arms, legs, isolated muscles trained separately beneath perfect lighting and controlled conditions, but the ancient world treated the body like a survival machine. One system, one organism. That difference changes everything. The first exercise that exposes modern weakness looks almost ridiculous. Crawling. No weights, no machines, just moving across the ground. And within minutes, strong people start falling apart. Shoulders burn. Breathing becomes chaotic. Coordination disappears. A muscular body suddenly reduced to trembling exhaustion while crawling a few feet across the floor. How can something so primitive destroy bodies trained by modern fitness? Because crawling reveals a problem most people never realize they have. Their muscles are strong individually, but disconnected together. Persian fighters crawled through scorching sand for endurance. Shaolin monks moved low across cold stone floors before sunrise, every motion controlled with terrifying precision. Even today, military programs still use crawling drills because they expose weakness immediately. Crawling gives the body nowhere to hide. The shoulders stabilize non-stop. The spine stays under tension. The core activates constantly while fatigue spreads through every limb. Gym strength looks powerful until the body is forced to survive fatigue. Visually, the contrast feels shocking. A muscular athlete breathing confidently moments earlier now trembling on all fours, sweat dripping onto the ground, struggling to maintain rhythm. Because real strength is not built from isolated power. It is built from integration. And once ancient warriors mastered movement close to the ground, their training became even more brutal. They began teaching the body how to survive exhaustion itself. Long before treadmills existed, ancient humans carried survival on their backs. Not balanced barbells, real weight. Uneven weight, brutal weight, buckets cutting into raw hands, stones crushing against the chest, supplies hanging from ropes while feet slipped through mud and mountain paths. And strangely, this created a kind of strength modern fitness still struggles to reproduce. Greek soldiers marched for miles wearing armor heavy enough to destroy weak posture. Farmers carried water and wood daily until their grip strength became almost impossible to break. Monks climbed steep cliffs through freezing wind while balancing supplies across their shoulders. Today, modern fitness calls these movements loaded carries. Ancient humans called it survival. And survival forced the body to adapt differently. Balance became instinct, breathing changed, pain stopped feeling abnormal. Unlike gym machines, ancient movement was unpredictable. A shifting load, uneven terrain, exhausted legs trying to stay balanced while the body fought gravity and fatigue simultaneously. That unpredictability became the secret. Modern gym machines remove chaos. Ancient systems embraced it. And because of that, the body developed something deeper than visible muscle. Structural strength. Strength that remains stable under pressure instead of collapsing once conditions became difficult. But then ancient systems discovered something even stranger. Some of their most powerful exercises barely involved movement at all. Imagine a monk standing perfectly still on freezing stone while his legs shake violently beneath him. A warrior holding a deep stance beside torchlight while every muscle screams to stop. No distraction, no relief, just silence and pain. Ancient cultures trained something modern fitness rarely touches anymore: the ability to remain calm while suffering. Today, we call these exercises isometric holds. But ancient systems treated them like mental warfare. Muscles burned uncontrollably, tendons strained under pressure. The nervous system panicked, searching for escape. Yet ancient warriors forced themselves to stay present inside that discomfort until eventually something changed. Breathing slowed. Joints stabilized. Pain stopped feeling like an emergency. Modern science now confirms many of these effects. But ancient humans discovered them centuries ago through brutal repetition alone. And beneath all of it was a darker truth. These movements were never designed for aesthetics. They were preparation for chaos, combat, survival. That same survival mindset appeared in another ancient obsession: climbing. Modern fitness trains pulling strength inside controlled environments. Ancient humans trained it against gravity itself. Rope climbing represented survival for thousands of years. Warriors climbed fortress walls during battle. Sailors scaled violent ship rigging during storms. Monks crossed narrow temple structures suspended above deadly cliffs. The moment the body hangs above the ground, something ancient activates inside the nervous system. Grip tightens automatically. Breathing changes. Every pull upward becomes intensely focused because failure suddenly has consequences. Modern gym machines are stable, predictable. Rope climbing never is. The rope swings. The body twists. Gravity pulls downward while exhaustion spreads through the arms and spine. Every inch upward demands coordination between balance, breathing, grip, and fear itself. Ancient systems understood something modern fitness often ignores. Instability sharpens awareness. Survival forces adaptation faster than comfort ever can. And over time, that pressure built something deeper than physical strength. Mental resilience. The ability to stay calm while the body struggles. To keep moving while fear whispers through the nervous system. That may be the biggest difference between ancient training and modern fitness. Ancient systems hardened the mind while strengthening the body. Spartan soldiers trained until panic stopped controlling them. Monks repeated exhausting movement patterns until discipline became automatic. Even prisoners trapped inside tiny spaces discovered brutal bodyweight systems capable of transforming both mind and body using almost nothing at all. And strangely, the secret behind many of these systems was not complexity. It was simplicity stripped down to survival essentials. Push, pull, carry, climb, endure. Ancient systems removed everything unnecessary until only useful movement remained. That is why these exercises still feel shockingly difficult today. They expose weaknesses modern training often hides. Weak grip strength, poor mobility, low endurance, fragile joints, mental quitting points disguised beneath polished gym routines, and visually, ancient movement always looked raw compared to modern fitness culture. Bare feet pressing into wet dirt, bodies moving through rain, heat, mud, and exhaustion without mirrors or climate-controlled comfort. Reality itself became the training. Ancient humans never separated movement from life. Movement was life. Farmers carried, climbed, walked, and labored constantly from sunrise until darkness. Indigenous tribes crossed difficult terrain daily. Traditional martial artists repeated natural movement patterns until they became instinctive. And researchers studying these groups noticed something fascinating. Many displayed physical resilience modern athletes struggled to replicate consistently, not because they trained harder, but because their bodies never disconnected from movement in the first place. And that realization changes everything. Many ancient exercises actually look terrible by modern fitness standards. Messy, awkward, uncontrolled. And yet that chaos may be exactly why they worked so well. Modern fitness became obsessed with control. Stabilize everything, isolate every muscle, eliminate unpredictability. Ancient systems did the opposite. They forced the body into unstable environments where movement could never become fully comfortable. Uneven ground, wet stone, mud, wind, fatigue. Ancient bodies adapted inside chaos, not comfort. And when researchers tested athletes outside controlled gym environments, something disturbing happened. Highly muscular bodies sometimes struggled against leaner bodies trained through raw movement systems, not because they lacked strength, because their bodies were less adaptable under pressure. The final ancient exercise sounds almost too simple to matter. Walking. Not treadmill walking while staring at a screen. Real walking. The kind human beings once depended on to survive. Ancient soldiers marched across brutal terrain until their feet split open inside worn leather sandals. Hunters tracked prey through forests for entire days without rest. Pilgrims crossed deserts and mountain paths carrying supplies while storms rolled across the horizon. There were no recovery days from movement. Movement was life itself. And over time, this constant low-intensity movement built something modern training rarely develops anymore. Durable human beings. Ancient bodies adapted to continuous movement instead of isolated bursts of exercise surrounded by hours of stillness. Their joints stayed mobile because they were constantly in motion. Their feet strengthened naturally against uneven ground. Even their endurance evolved differently because the body almost never fully shut down. Visually, the contrast feels unsettling. A modern workout lasts 1 hour beneath artificial lighting before the body returns to chairs, elevators, screens, and stillness. Ancient movement happened beneath changing skies. Wind, rain, hunger, exhaustion, uncertainty. The body remained connected to reality every single day. Modern humans often treat movement like an isolated event. Ancient humans treated it like existence itself. And hidden beneath every exercise in this story is one final realization. The real secret was never a specific workout. It was the lifestyle surrounding the movement. At this point, the pattern becomes impossible to ignore. Ancient exercises were never designed to impress spectators. They were created because humans had no choice. Every movement solved a real-world problem. Carrying weight across mountains, climbing obstacles during war, walking for survival, enduring exhaustion without collapsing mentally. And because of that, ancient training developed the entire human organism at once. Not just muscle. Tendons strengthened alongside endurance, coordination evolved beside balance, pain tolerance sharpened together with awareness. The body adapted as one connected system because reality never isolated movement into separate categories. Modern fitness optimized appearance. But somewhere along the way, adaptability disappeared. That may be why ancient exercises still feel strangely powerful today. The human nervous system recognizes them instantly. Crawling, carrying, climbing, walking, holding tension under fatigue. The body reacts to these movements like it remembers something modern life buried. And maybe that explains why rediscovering these movements feels emotional for so many people. Strength suddenly stops feeling cosmetic. It becomes useful again, real again. Ancient cultures understood something modern society often forgets. True strength is not measured by how impressive the body appears when conditions are perfect. It is measured by how capable the body remains when conditions become difficult. And perhaps that is the hidden reason these forgotten exercises still humiliate modern training thousands of years later. They reconnect humans to the physical reality they were originally designed to survive. Ancient training was never meant to look impressive. It was meant to keep human beings alive. Modern fitness chases perfection. Ancient systems prepared people for reality. Cold, hunger, distance, exhaustion, fear, and maybe that single difference explains everything. A body built only for comfort begins breaking the moment comfort disappears. Ancient cultures understood that instinctively. They trained humans to keep moving long after the environment turned against them. And perhaps that is why these forgotten exercises still feel so powerful today. They awaken something modern life slowly pushed into the background. The body's original purpose, not just lifting weight beneath perfect lighting, but surviving uncertainty in the real world. These ancient methods never truly disappeared. Fragments survived quietly across generations. Martial arts schools, wrestling gyms, mountain villages, military camps, prison yards, rural labor traditions. The exercises that survive for thousands of years usually survive for one reason. They work, not because they are trendy, but because they continue building human capability in environments where weakness still has consequences. And perhaps the most unsettling realization of all is this: the future of human strength may not come from inventing increasingly complicated systems. It may come from rediscovering the ancient movements humans evolved around long before modern comfort reshaped.